I'm also an ex-Toastmaster. I was a part of Capital City Toastmasters in Delhi 2-3 years back. And now, since I've gotten a little bit time from my work, so I thought to rejoin. Yeah.
Great. Thank you so much. Hi everyone, I'm Anurag. I'm part of ETC Toastmaster Club for now. So this time I thought let's give speech outside your home club. Yeah, that's it.
We are ready for this okay, so let's move on. And before we move on to the speeches, I would like to start the day with some laughter. Because Charlie Chaplin once said, a day without laughter is a day wasted. For that, I have someone who is a student at Sushant University and is in fitness and sports. Today's Toastmaster of the day is Keshav.
Good morning everyone. My name is Keshav and today I present a radiant joke to you and I hope it brings joy and energy to the meeting. So, there were 503 bricks on a plane and one fell down. How many are left? It's a simple question.
Can you repeat?
There were 503 bricks on a plane and one fell down. How many are left? Okay. So now another question. How would you put an elephant into a fridge? Yeah.
The element, close the door.
Open the door, put the elephant in and close the fridge. Now, how would you put the giraffe in the fridge?
Open the door.
Take the elephant out and put the giraffe in and then close the fridge. Now let's move on. The Lion King was hosting a party in the jungle and he had invited all the animals. And everyone showed up except one. Can you guess who? Yeah, the giraffe because he was in the fridge. Now, there is a girl named Sally and she has to cross the river, but the river was filled with crocodiles. So how would she cross the river? No, the river was actually empty because all the crocodiles were at the Lion King's party. but while attempting to cross the river, Sally still drowned. Can you guess why? Because you remember the brick fell down from the plane. That affected Sally while she was crossing the river and she drowned.
Now, I would like to introduce the word of the day, radiant. It means growing with joy, energy or brightness. Its synonym is shining. And sentence example is, he walked in with a radiant smile that lifted spirits. I request everyone to use radiant during their speeches, and the audience should show a thumbs up when this word is used. Next, first I would like to invite the timer to explain this rule.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Today I will play the role of timer, in which I will monitor the time of each segment, be it prepared speeches, tabletop speeches, and icebreaker speeches. So for prepared speeches, I will show green card at 5 minutes and yellow card at 6 minutes and red card at 7 minutes. And we also have some icebreaker speeches. So I will show green card at 4 minutes, yellow card at 5 minutes and red card at 6 minutes. And for the icebreaker speeches, I will show green card at 1 minute and yellow card at 1.5 minutes and red card at 2 minutes. And apart from that, there will be 30-second grace period for each speaker. And I will provide my report by the end of the meeting.
Now, let's move on to the introduction of the evaluators. The first evaluator is Ankit. He's there. Okay. So the first
first we invite the content evaluator, Bhanu sir.
He's the voice modulator, evaluator.
Okay. Voice modulation.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Vocal modulation, voice modulation plays an important part in any speech. It can bring the impact and effect you really need when you are conveying your message to the audience. I would be evaluating your vocal variety on 4 parameters. Volume, wherever required, you have to raise your volume. Wherever required, you have to lower down your volume. Pitch, you have to talk in that pitch. What pitch you want to convey according to the mood or context of the speech. Pace, you have to pace up or pace down while you are speaking. Sometimes you are in very hurry, so you want to speak very fast, but sometimes you are going on a leisurely pace, so you can speak slowly. And finally, the most important part, pauses. Whenever you tell any joke or any impactful quote, take a pause so that audience can assimilate whatever you are speaking. So just remember in mind that these 4 parameters and your speech will be wonderful. Over to you, dear body.
Now we have the next evaluator, T.M. Mukesh. He is the content evaluator.
Yeah.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
So I will be the content evaluator for the today's speaker topic. So we have around 5 to 6 speeches. So can anyone tell me what is the role of content in a speech? I think I'm already clear how the vocal variety plays a role. What is the role of content? And now social media, yeah.
How we present our story.
Okay.
Content is the soul of speech.
What we will be talking about?
It's the root of the speech.
So I will be parametering the 4 parameters. First is your content, that is your clarity of purpose. So whatever the pathways you have choose, what are the title, are you connected with that or not? How you are opening, what is your body content and what is the closing. The second part, originality and relevance. It's complete copy from ChatGPT or you have to put some your codes as well. That is your originality relevant and what is the supporting material. If you are providing any facts, whether it's really facts or it's in a misunderstood point. Third is depth and balance. So like how you make your balance of your speech, and fourth is impact and value. What is the impact it's providing on the audience and what is the value it is providing. These are the 4 parameters. From the end of the meeting, I will share my over to you.
Now we have body language evaluator, T.M. Punch.
You can have the best content, you can have the best voice modulation, but if you're speaking like this, your hands are down, it is visible you are nervous. Will the audience be impressed? Will your message get across your audience?
No.
No, right? Body language is one of the most crucial aspects of speech craft. It is even said that it comprises almost 60% of all the speech craft. So what makes body modulation so important? Because body language shows that the speaker is confident, is already prepared, and is coming on the stage with a purpose to provide value to their audience. My role as an evaluator of body language evaluator would be analyzing your body language throughout your 7-minute speech. I will be making sure that there's how I will recognize the good parts of your body language for every one of us to learn, and I will also make sure that we learn. I will give you some recommendation so that we can all learn as a collective body language as an audience how to improve your body language. With this, I will present my report at the end of the speech, at the end of the session. Back to you, Toastmaster.
Now let's move on to the speeches. The first speaker of the day is someone who joined us recently and is a makeup artist by profession. This is her first speech, icebreaker speech, level 1, project 1. And she hasn't decided on her pathways yet, but this project is common across all pathways. Her speech title is Finding My Voice, and the speech objective is to introduce herself to the club and share her personal story and find her authentic voice. One more request, since it's her first speech, the timing allocated is 4 to 6 minutes, and after the speech is done, I request the audience to encourage the speaker by giving a standing ovation.
Hi everyone, good morning dear Toastmasters and guests. When I was a little girl in Uttarakhand, I was good at everything. Dance, singing, even debates. I loved stage. I loved performing. But my parents had something other on their mind. They wanted me to excel academically. They never stopped me from anything. They never stopped me from performing or from arts. But they never encouraged me either. And slowly I started believing that my self-worth lies in grade and not in expressions. And then a big change happened. My father got transferred to Dehradun and I joined a new school. English there was high five. I remember my first day in 9th standard. My teacher was giving notes and was speaking words that I couldn't even understand. Yet, I smiled and nodded. I didn't have the courage to say that I don't understand what you are saying. I was afraid that if I admit that, they will think that I am weak. And so I pretended to understand, and my confidence that started to shatter. And one incident sealed it. I was in class 11 and I was told to give speech on the stage. I stood on the stage and I froze. Not a single word came out of my mouth. A girl who once loved stage, loved performing, was now afraid of it. I never told this to anyone, but that incident, it really broke me inside. Now years passed, and slowly with time, with my experience, I realized that confidence is not something that you are born with. You have to work upon it. You have to build it. I met new people. I faced different challenges. And with life, with my experience, I learned this. Now I can say that as a human being, we have the capability to do anything in our life if we really want to do it. If you want to change, we can change. If we want to speak, we can. And if we want to find our voice, it's already inside us waiting. Joining Toastmasters and working upon my speaking skills is my way of telling little Anubha that you are worth it and nobody else gets to decide your worth. You do. Thank you.
Let's pause for a minute and give valuable feedback to
feedback form has to be shared.
Just send.
We can do it next.
Okay. So, we'll do that later. The next speaker of the day is someone who joined us in June 2025. He's a legal and HR head by profession, and his hobbies include reading manifest and traveling. This is Mr. Dhruv, first Icebreakers Project 1 Level 1 speech of Pathways Dynamic Leadership. His speech title is Different Phases of Life, and the speech objective is to present the speech, introduce himself to the club, and to get feedback from the evaluator. The timings of 4 to 6 minutes of time, and audience are requested to give a standing ovation to Dhruv once he is done. Over to you.
Hello friends. Hello. How many of you are aware about different phases of human life? You must have heard about brahmachari, grihast, vanprasth and sannyas. So there are 4 stages of human life. And this concept is very old. This was referred first time in Rig Veda and later on elaborated in Manusmriti. When I read this concept, I was astonished to see this ancient philosophy. It is still relevant today, whereas lifestyle of human beings is completely changed. So let's talk about it one by one. First phase is brahmacharya, and duration is 0 to 25 years. It can be compared with student life. This is known for education, learning, gaining knowledge, skill development, value addition. And in order to achieve all of this, we put a lot of effort. And we do a lot of sacrifice also. Sacrifice of pleasure, enjoyment, hobbies, even slumber. Remember examination time. Months before examination, how much sacrifice everybody has done. Next phase is grihast, and the duration is 25 to 50 years of time. In this phase, individual decides the career path where they have to move, business, profession, employment, or whatever. They also enter into family system in this phase. Marriage, kids, raising family, all happens in this phase. So each and every member of the family becomes beneficiary of the success and growth of individual in this phase. When this concept of classification was developed, average age of human being was how much? 100 years approximately. And today, how much is this? Almost 80 years. So I have made slight adjustment in the 3rd and 4th page, duration of 3rd and 4th page, and reduced each by 10 years to make it relevant considering today's context. So let's talk about 3rd phase, vanprasth. In this phase, in the first half of this phase, we continue the same activity what we used to do in the last phase of grihast. Same business, same profession, same employment. But we achieve the height of the career. If the person is in employment, he achieves the top position, top designation. And if the person is in business or profession, they achieve the best moment of business or profession. In the same phase, in the second half, people retire from the professional life. But before retirement, transfer the power to next generation. So if the person is in employment, successor is searched, power is transferred. If the person is in business or profession, then control and management of business is shifted to the next generation. So vanprasth is all about achieving the height of the career, retirement, but before that, transfer of power. last but not the least is sannyas. And this is known for renunciation, detachment, spirituality and peace. During those days, people used to go to forest in this place by leaving house, by leaving all the wealth, by leaving all the pleasure of life for spirituality and peace. But today, people don't go to forest. They stay at home. But renunciation starts at home also. Renunciation of power. All decision makings at home already shifted to next generation. Renunciation of pleasure, enjoyment. You cannot have all kind of food available, but your stomach is weak, digestion system is weak. People cannot enjoy travel and tourism because body is weak, muscle is weak. Even assistance needs for walking at the house. People gets confined in a house, sometimes at one place. And if this is the situation, spirituality automatically develops. And at one day, the life journey gets over. Soul departs from body, and what do we say? We say rest in peace. But the question is that, why we are discussing this, and what is the benefit of knowing all these things? We see in the society confrontation, dispute, conflict, litigation because of resistance of transfer of power, resistance of acceptance of retirement, resistance in transition from one phase to another phase. So if we know the fact of this classification of different phases of life, I believe the life will be more smooth, more enjoyable and more graceful. Thank you very much.
The feedback form has been shared. I would request everyone to give feedback to Anupa and look and take it.
Excuse me, one question. Where who gave this feedback form?
Yeah. So,
Is that being here?
please share the members and then you will just scan it and keep it open. So, as the speakers come, we will keep open.
Okay, now we move on to the third speaker of the day. Aritra has joined Toastmasters in January 2025 in Hyderabad, and he recently joined the MCDC club. He is an associate director in digital transformation at Concentrates, and he spends his idle time reading books and singing. This is his project for level 1 speech setting, where his speech title is Revenge in Karol Bagh, and the objective of this speech is for the member to demonstrate their ability to deliver an effective and respectful speech. Over to you, sir. Over to you.
Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and dear friend.
Good morning.
Have you ever taken revenge or thought about taking revenge? Well, if you have done so, you have sinned already. Today I'm going to talk about one such incident incident which happened in my life. The story dates back in August 2006 when I was a bachelor and staying in Karol Bagh with one of my bumchum friends, Shubham. Delhi summers are extreme. In fact, the heat was so excruciating that year even crows were drinking water to survive. Joking. On one such morning, there was a knock on the door. As I opened the door, I saw the landlady standing. The landlady announced, "Look, there is a terrible water shortage. Water will only be present between 7 a.m. and 8 a.m. Please fill the utensils and water bottles so that we don't face any issues." Immediately we sprung into action and made sure that water conservation was done. We lived on the second floor of the building. The first floor was occupied by the landlord's son and daughter-in-law, and the ground floor was occupied by landlord. Exactly after 3 days from that announcement, I and Shubham decided to go out for lunch. As we descended the stair and reached the first floor, we saw something which really aggravated us. We saw the landlady's daughter-in-law washing clothes. In fact, the tap was on. Water was overflowing. And she, just like any Bollywood villain, was washing clothes in slow motion. We were aggravated, about to charge her, but then both me and Shubham stopped. We controlled ourselves, went down, and Shubham was the first to speak. He said, "This is not done. This is injustice. This is how the powerful people rule the powerless." I said, "Yes, you are absolutely correct, Shubham. We need to take revenge." And both of us echoed the same thing. That afternoon, we came back, tired and hapless, because we didn't have any plan at all. We both sat on our respective beds, looking outside the streets of Karol Bagh. That's where it appeared. Out of nowhere, I saw a buffalo standing at the middle of the road. I looked at the buffalo for a minute, and then there was a remarkable idea. I shouted out to Shubham, "Shubham, look at that. That's the buffalo. We'll take revenge." Shubham looked at me, looked at the buffalo, and then looked at me and smiled. We both smiled in unison because we had chalked out a plan. Next morning, at the crack of dawn, at 6 a.m., we went for a decade in Karol Bagh to finalize the plan. Finally, we chose one milkman, Gopal Das. For the next 5 days, we took regularly 1 liter of milk. On the 6th day, it was the time for the second phase of the plan. I went along with Shubham to Gopal Das. I entered the place and said, "Gopal Das, we need some help." Gopal Das was all ears. "Yes sir, tell me, how can I help you?" I said, "Gopal Das, we need some buffalo dung and buffalo urine." Gopal Das made a grimace. He said, "Buffalo dung and urine, sir?" I said, "Yes. We are growing some roses, and buffalo dung is for that as a manure, and buffalo urine will be used to ward away any insects or ants." Gopal Das was convinced. He was happy, as if he was helping the humankind, and handed over the buffalo dung and urine to me. As soon as me and Shubham reached the main road, I asked Shubham to throw away the buffalo dung, because that was just a decoy. The main purpose was the buffalo urine, the distilled water, which will purify the soul of our landlady and her extended family. Next morning at 8:30, I and Shubham went to the terrace. Shubham quickly climbed the water tank and then poured the distilled water in the water tank. We quickly came down, ensuring that nobody could see us. Now was the final act, where we had to see it to happen. And at 9 a.m., just like planned, we descended the stairs. As we reached the first floor, there was it. The landlady's daughter-in-law once again. She was washing 2 buckets full of soy clothes. And when she turned on the tap, we were ecstatic. Somehow we controlled ourselves, went down and said, high five! We have won. We have oppressed the oppressors. We have taken revenge. Now you guys might be wondering, what's this kind of revenge? But let me tell you, this is the highest form of revenge, where you take revenge and the person whom you have taken revenge doesn't even know you have taken revenge. It's been 19 years that this incident has happened, but it's still etched in my memory. Now a part of me feels that what we did was right, but a part of me also thought that what we did was wrong. In fact, we felt a lot of emptiness, guilt, and regret post this. All I can tell you guys is that if you ever do this, if you ever take an action against revenge, think before you do that, because that will have repercussions. I have learned it the hard way. And trust me, I'm a changed man now, and I'll never be that way. But what I believe now is, to err is human, but to forgive is divine.
Please take a minute to give your valuable feedback for the staff. Now we move on to the next speaker. Saksham is someone who is currently pursuing BTech and loves to play badminton and football. He is currently on level 1 project 4 and the speech title is Facts versus Reality. The objective of this speech is to deliver a speech and get some feedback from the evaluators. Over to you, Sakshi.
Good morning, dear Toastmasters and friends.
Good morning.
Today I will talk about something that we often overlook: the difference between fact and reality. Although on surface these two words look very similar, but there is thin yet powerful line that separates these two. If we go by the dictionary, fact is a verifiable piece of information, whereas reality is a state of things that actually exist. Now, how did I came up with this topic in my mind? Well, my dad is a huge fan of TV news. I believe most of the dads are glued to the news, hands in the remote, and give expert commentary that no one has asked for. Whenever I enter his room, only one thing is all over: rain, 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 and more rain. Floods in Kashmir, overlogging in Odisha, and summer streets in Maharashtra. And the visuals are even more intense. Car floating, bikes sinking, and some of the trucks are even disappearing. Well, that is fact. So now let's talk about reality. We all live in Gurugram, at least most of us do. And this monsoon, it seems like clouds have swiped left on us. Hot, humid and sticky, and some rain here and there. Well, I was talking to my friends and relatives nearby from different states, and they were experiencing the same. So the point is, one side of the country is flooded, where the other side is still awaiting for rain. Isn't it confusing? Well, this rose curiosity in my mind, and I directly went to my parents to clear my curiosity. And then they told me about their good old days. They talk about long, rather week-long rains, heavy downpours predicted by nakshatras, and rivers that actually flowed, not trickled. I have never ever seen anything like that, or maybe I'll never be able to. So, what is causing this confusion? And this is what I believe. First, the smartphone revolution. 1 inch of water here and there, people take out their phone, make a snap, and send to a news channel. And boom! It's a breaking news. Second, poor drainage system. We have clogged the drains with plastic. So whenever the rains come, it takes time to clear up. By that time, someone is already rolling. 3. Poor encroachment of rivers. We have built houses where rivers used to flow. Now the rivers have to find places to flow. 4. The thrill-seeking youth. Have you all seen the video where someone is trying to cross the road, trying to cross the flooded bridge for some likes? Have we, right? Either he survives or he gets fired. And 5th, the intensity of rain. Due to deforestation and climate change, the rains have got shorter but more violent. Looks like Lord Indra is in some rush. MCTC club takes 15 minutes away. Utopia takes 25 minutes away. And that is exactly what happening with most of the cities in India, which includes Gurugram. According to the stats, 39.33%, approximately 40% of rain is deprived by India last year. So, it is very important to ask to ourselves, what are we reacting on? Reality or just some viral facts? Yes, the country is flooded, but the reality is not everywhere and not all the time. Dear Toastmasters and guests, it's very important for us to reply to the environment. The environment is sending a message louder than these news channels. It's time to act, plant more trees, manage our waste, and protect rivers. And let's not get surprised by these nature and start supporting it. That way, someday we will make through our screens not see disasters but a story of hope. With that,
that was a very great speech about rains and monsoon patterns. Now let's give a feedback to Saksha. We move on to the next speaker of the day. Rahul has joined us in 2023. He works as a lead data scientist in an analytics company. His hobbies include fitness, traveling, and watching animes. He's currently on level 3 project 2. His speech title is The Roller Coaster of Emotions, and the speech objective is to create a stimulating mental picture, is to deliver a speech that simulates a vivid imagination and mental picture in the listener's mind. Over to you, Ron.
Have you ever been on a roller coaster? You wait in line, your heart is beating faster, you're excited, you're nervous. Then the ride starts, slowly going up, click, 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 click. Suddenly, bam, you're flying down. Life is just like that. A roller coaster of emotions. Sometimes it's up, sometimes it's down. My fellow emotional beings, last weekend I was on a trip to a majestic place called Ranthambore. I was accompanied by 3 of our most respected members, Toastmaster Ayush, Toastmaster Ritvik, and Toastmaster Anu. The place is just around 350 kilometers in Gurgaon. We started our journey in the early hours of Saturday. As soon as we started, it also started raining. We couldn't have asked for a better start. Imagine empty roads, rain pouring, greenery all around, feel-good Bollywood songs, a group of fun people, and their leader, Ram. We reached there in just 4 hours. We checked in, we rested a bit, and went out to explore in and around Ranthambore. The next day was the safari day. We had very little expectations as it is not a good time to spot tigers. But miracle of miracles happened. We spotted not 1 but 2 tigers. I mean 1 tiger and 1 tiger. The tiger's name was Badal. And the tiger's name was Village. I was really excited because this was the first time I spotted them in jungle. But at the same time, somehow, silence. Excited to see Badal and his girlfriend. Sad to realize that even Badal has a bigger love. Excited to see them in relationship. Sad to realize I have forever been single. The roller coaster of emotions were clearly visible. That's when Toastmaster Anu came to us. He said, Rahul, don't worry, you're fine. Even though he himself is a single parent. But it's good to have someone to console. After the safari, we came back to the hotel, rested a bit, had breakfast, and went out again to see the Ranthambore fort. And thereafter, we went to a restaurant for lunch. And something unexpected happened. After a really long time, I met the waitress. It was love at first sight. The food was amazing as well, but that was still the second best thing there. But I decided not to approach her, as it would have been a bit creepy and uncomfortable for her. I actually sacrificed my love for her happiness. But before I left, I wanted to make her happy. So I left a 5-star review. You must be wondering, how come sharing a 5-star review will make her happy? It doesn't doesn't make sense. It makes sense to me. You see, when you leave a review, it makes the restaurant happy. And when the restaurant is happy, it will ensure that she is happy. At the end of the day, all it matters is that she is happy. Because when she is happy, I'm happy. But somehow, I lived with a broken heart. But that's life, isn't it? अब इस दुनिया में आए हैं तो which is to say, life is like this. We don't have choice but to look. The roller coaster of emotions were clearly visible. That's when Toastmaster came to me and said, "Don't worry, Ram. You'll find something." Even though he himself is a single fella. But it's good to have someone to console. We then came back to the hotel. We talked, we laughed, enjoyed a few beers, watched movies, and called it a night. Next morning, we came back to home. My friends, life is just like that. With ups and downs, moments of happiness, moments of deep sadness. But that's what makes it beautiful and worth living. So enjoy the moments, all of them. Remember, the beauty of a roller coaster is not in reaching the end, but in feeling every rise, every fall, every turn. Thank you. Over to you.
Tigers are committed and still some of us are not. Okay, so give your valuable feedback to Rahul and we'll proceed further. Now we have the speaker who has joined us from ETC Toastmasters Club. His name is Anurag Singh and he works as an IT professional in the pharma domain. This is his level 3. His project is connecting with storytelling. The pathway is dynamic leadership. The title of his speech is When Logic Meets Emotions. And the speech objective is for the member to practice using a story within speech or giving a speech that is a story.
Did you ever feel like you are talking to your spouse and you get no response? As a techie, I call this system freeze. So I remove the conversation. Is something wrong? And my wife usually responds in high pitch. Nothing. That's when I know this work is not going to fix tonight. Being a computer science engineer, my world revolves around writing code, fixing errors, and making ensure everything runs smoothly. My wife, she's an artist. Her world is full of colors, creativity, and emotions. Now you might think, what a perfect match. Logic and creativity, brain and heart, a match perfectly made in heaven. But trust me, this looks good only in wedding speech. Whenever there is some disagreement, my natural instinct is to put forth my case with facts and logic. After all, if something is correct, it has to be correct, right? Wrong. I learned this in a hot way when I decided to give driving lessons to my wife. Like a good logical instructor, I started with clear step-by-step instruction. Turn the wheel left, go left, right, go right. Simple, right? But 5 minutes into the conversation, she shouted at me, "Stop confusing me! Confusing? This is basic physics." But I took a deep breath and focused on my breathing, like the way I was told in Vipassana. But the final blow came when she was about to hit a car, and I shouted, "Stop, stop!" She asked me again, "Stop." I know what I know. At this moment, I realized this is not a driving lesson. This is a preview of next 50 years of my life. I, being the creative one, giving instructions, and she, being the more creative, redefining the laws of physics. Once she decided to cook something special for me, she spent hours in the kitchen building some fancy recipe for me with exotic ingredients. The kitchen was looking like a crime scene of masalas. Finally, the dish was ready. She placed in front of me with a big smile on her face. To me, it looked like the moments of truth. I took a bite out of it and thought, let's just say it was a unique experience. But being the rational and logical one, I thought, okay, it was not bad, but it was not great either. Let's stay neutral. So I stayed silent. Big mistake. Suddenly she asked me, "How's it?" I said, "Nice." Her smile got faster than the stock market index. "Just nice?" I quickly added, "Nice, different, you know, something creative. I'm finding something creative in my dish." At this point, any smart husband knows this is a trap. But I still tried to act casual and continued it. After 5 minutes of silence, she tried again. "So what if you have to rate it out of 10? In Toastmasters, if you use filler words, it costs you rating. But at home, it costs peace of mind. Her exposure was telling me, choose your rating carefully. At this moment, I was ready. My whole daily life was dependent on it. I got panicked and I said 8. She crossed her arms. I was expecting something more worse to happen. But thank God, she just asked me, what would have made it to 10? And guys, that was the point I realized I had lost. There was no right answer. By end of night, she wasn't speaking to me. Not because the food wasn't good, because my reaction was important. As per Indian mythology, life binds us with the same partner for 7 lifetimes. Once my curious friend asked me, "But how do we know which lifetime we are in?" I said, "It's simple. If your wife says, she still don't understand you, relax, you are in your first lifetime. But if your wife says, I know you inside out, and gives you an intense posture, congratulations, you are in your 7th. So for those friends of mine who are not still in their seventh lifetime, there is a quick hubby survival guide. If your wife says, "How was the food?" just say amazing, like a five-star chef. If she's driving and shouts at you, "Don't tell me what to do," hold the dashboard and your emotions as well. Because in coding, when something doesn't work, we debug. But in marriage, if something doesn't work, we should listen, smile, and say sorry, even if we are right. Logic might win you debates, but it's the empathy that wins hearts, and even at night. Because the objective is not to be shown as the smartest person in the room. The objective is to be seen as the kindest person at the table, even if that table has burned dishes away. Thank you.
Please take a minute to give your feedback. Now we are done with the prepared speeches and we move on to the impromptu session. This session is called the table topic session, and guess what? Good news is the guests can also participate. To conduct this session, we have someone who is a marketing manager by profession, and a marketer in her loves to talk about brands, personalities, their potential and their strengths. And when not doing this, she likes to watch her favorite shows on repeat. Let's welcome Team Shreya.
Hello everyone. There have been multiple speeches and I hope all of you are not tired of listening. And starting with the table topics, today I do not have lengthy topics. I just have words from which you have to choose. So if you tell me that your number is one, you want to pick one, then I will give you one word. If you say three, I give you three words, and then you will have to use all three words and create a story out of it. To start this, I would want to call a Toastmaster first. Anybody?
Toastmaster
Made a website जहाँ से you can pick the topics. So if you tell me the number, I'll enter it here and then the word will. Yeah.
See?
Okay. Innovation success hope. Innovation success hope.
Innovation, success, and hope. In terms of innovation, I have found many different types of innovative ideas to screw up my love life and to just see the best possible string of words I can use to scare away a girl for ever saying yes to a date with me. success, I have successfully made myself unsuccessful by not amassing a lot of wealth from my job and not being very good in studies as well. And I always have hope that at some point I will be more innovative to find a girl sometime or to, find success to please just get some money in my life and just live off ahead. But hopefully I will ever get that. But I'm pretty sure I will successfully not do that. Thank you.
May I call upon a guest? I think we 3 guests, right? Anybody of you? I'll give you easy words. I'll give you another chance also. Yeah.
You can also pick anybody.
So,
Your name?
journey. The word is journey.
So, when you're passing out of your college, you have a journey chalked out in your mind, journey that would lead you to success. Something similar happened when I passed out of my college. I wanted to be a great corporate lawyer. I got a pre-placement offer, entered, did well, again got a full scholarship from one of the top universities, that is National University of Singapore, went there, again did well, worked in Singapore, returned to India. But one thing that I realized in this journey, this professional journey that I had, that basically it's not about the end goal that you want to achieve. It's about how you get there. It's about the satisfaction. It's about you. And how do you realize yourself? It is when during that journey, in those difficult situations, you ask yourself the right questions. That is when you realize who you are. Thank you.
Can we have a little bit of chair, guys? All of you look very dull. Who's next? Harit. Two? You've decided already? Dreams and balance. 2 words, balance and dreams.
Hi all. Dreams. I think dream is surreal. We all should dream, right? And why should there be a balance when we are dreaming? Because that's what dreams are for. I was looking at a video recently, and it talked about a 75 years guy, and the son was asking that why are you still working so hard when you're already 75? And this guy tells that I want to dream, I want to be alive. Because I think the day we stop dreaming, the day we die. I think dreams should never stop. Whether you are dreaming to become rich, whether you are dreaming to become happy, whether you are dreaming to be satisfied, whatever it is, why stop dreaming? And trust me, there will be a lot of people who will tell you or typecast you that this is not for you. You can't do this. Why listen to them anyways? Because you don't have any control over the dreams. So follow your dreams, give your best, and leave the rest on God. Thank you.
Passion. Passion. Passion is just a word, and it had played a very kind of crucial role in my life. So I did my, all of my schooling from Gurgaon itself, and I was very passionate about something. Based on that, I chose the branch in my college, and I really worked hard there because I was passionate about something. But over time, I realized that passion is one thing. What's even more important than that is money. So that took over. So my advice to anyone who is younger than me is that no matter how passionate you are about something, with time you will realize that money is higher in the priority than passion. And I'm not trying to give any kind of pep talk here. This is the kind of my own experience for the past couple of years, and I wanted to share it with you all. Thank you everyone.
Now I'd like to call two people. One, please come, and one more.
Toastmasters Digital.
Come. I will give both one word, and then you have to create a conversation around it. Okay? Your word is freedom, and your word is adventure.
Okay, could you repeat?
Freedom and adventure. Now they have to create, you can take a minute or 30 seconds, discuss, and then you have to create a conversation around these two words. Freedom and adventure.
We need to hear that conversation.
They should have done this.
Yeah, I have so.
Time up,
Time up, please, time stop. Time up.
It's impromptu conversation. It's a plan.
So the words we got are adventure and freedom. And the conversation we had was definitely not fruitful because it would have turned into a debate. So I would say
So we talked about the freedom fighters because we had an Independence Day on yesterday only, 2 days back only. So we thought to add something on the freedom fighters thing, and I just want to add something on that. So what do you think about the freedom fighters? What was the adventure they did and how they helped in the independence?
okay, so what I was saying is that if we call what the freedom fighters did adventurous, it would downplay what they actually did, the real impact of what they did, because it wasn't exactly adventurous, but the real struggle that they were also facing and a very brave thing that they did. So I would not call it adventurous. That's what I was saying.
I agree totally to the point.
Yeah.
I want to add that they have the freedom to choose what they choose.
Yeah.
And that freedom to choosing something and they sacrifice a lot of lives for that, and that has helped us bring the independence to India.
Yeah. So now we can do adventurous things because now our country is free because of our freedom fighters.
Two guests now. Hi, Priyanka. So Priyanka, your word is challenge. And your
think so. There is a day that is which doesn't have challenge. So I remember when I delivered my baby. So that time also there was a big challenge that there was pain that happened, and I was on bed rest for next 1 year, so couldn't take care of my baby well. So that was a big time challenge. But yeah, I overcame it with the help of doctors. The 2 surgery got done, and I participated in yoga as well. The yoga really helped me out. So I believe that when there are challenges, we groom ourselves, because that is the time when we actually test ourselves and and we see there is a courage and in us, and we can go ahead, we can do more and more in our lives.
Okay. I think that challenge is good, the challenge is required, but courage is more essential whenever you want to do something. So let's say I need courage to come here, or you need courage to do something in life. So courage is far better than challenge. And yeah, that's what it is.
How much time we have a minute.
7 minutes.
7 minutes we have. Okay. Who else now? So everybody.
Yes. Yeah. We encourage case.
Yes, please.
It's a very good topic.
अच्छा ठीक है. Okay.
It's a very good topic.
Journey, resilience, leadership.
I choose 3 and I recommend 3 words: journey, resilience, and leadership. And I think for every corporate world, every student, everyone faces these 3 phases of life. They want to be leader, we are a Toastmaster. We have to be a Toastmaster to be resilient, and it's a journey, not a 6 months program that we are in. So to be in a leadership, you have to travel through a journey and you have to be resilient. To me, I joined Toastmaster in 2019, then took a break. From last 1 year, I think I am more than 90% attendee in this Toastmaster club, serving as a treasurer in the last 2 seasons. It's my journey, but still it's a long way to go. Being a leadership, I am working with an associate director, handling around 40 plus team and handling across 5 companies clients. But still I am leading the resilience with my wife and my kids, how to handle like circle. That's a different journey. So you have to face 2 journeys. At home, you are not any director and things. You are just a order taker, not a order taker. You have to say yes, either you have to, everyone knows. So if you have to make a balance of your life, it's a roller coaster. So just listen, whatever he said. Say yes whenever your mind says no or your heart says no. Say yes. Say sorry for one thing. To keep your mind calm and peace of mind. And that is the most important part of this life. 90% of people right now, and I was surprised, my kid, he's 11-year-old and he was saying something about mental health, and I was very surprised that someone is in his class is using that, we are using some of the mental health. But what does this mean, mental health? He said, I don't know, but that's fine. I am open. Thank you very much.
Just kidding. Number of words you like to choose 2. Open message already fails. Change it.
Well, good morning, everyone. It feels very nostalgic to be on this stage, or not on this stage, but on Toastmaster stage. After 2-3 years, I'm an ex-Toastmaster. I was part of Captain City Toastmasters. I know Sagar very well. He was also a part of that club back then. So yeah, if I talk about last 3-4 years of my life, I would say that Not just one, not just two, not just three. Over all the 4 years, 365 days, 24/7, I have grown, and I could really see that growth in my personality or in my career or in my passion that I follow. I really see that growth. Now the question is, how do we grow? So growth is not something that comes naturally to you or that comes automatically by just living and going around what you do. So growth is something that you really have to work on. You really have to follow day and night, but full of your heart and full of your energy. What was the other one?
Growth and change.
Change. Okay. So yeah, I'm talking about growth. You really need to work upon. You really need to work upon yourself and your personality or your career, whatever, anything that you're doing in your life. Do it with all your heart, all your passion, and the change you will notice, guys, would be tremendous. I can guarantee. Just consciously make an effort for your mind before going to bed. Just say it to yourself and do those affirmations day and night, and definitely one day you're going to see that change and growth in yourself. Thank you so much.
I would like to. I guess Harsh should also want to join if it is possible.
Yeah.
Harsh?
You can have a conversation. One word. You have to create a conversation.
Okay.
Instead of talking, of course, you have to talk to us also, but it should look like you both are having a conversation, debate, whatever thing, with the two words provided.
What's his name?
Friendship and dreams. Friendship and dreams, two words.
So I've been noticing that you're not that good of a friend of mine. We used to talk for like at least 2 hours every day, and now you're making new friends. So I want a clarification on that.
See, I always dream that I should have multiple friends. I should have a number of other friends as well. But I truly cherish, I truly admire, I truly appreciate the time that we all spend.
I understand you truly do a lot of things. Yes. That you truly understand that my word is friendship and you have a friend. But friendship is something that you should continue for your entire lifetime. You cannot just leave a friend hanging, ghost his messages.
See, I'll tell you a very interesting story here. Other day, I met a very beautiful girl, Ankita. And I was so occupied with Ankita. She took me to a lot of other places. She was, very, I would say she invested a lot of money on me. So, eventually I had one for Yes.
Is the same Ankita that ruined your friendship?
And I think the very interesting part here, Ankita got another friend, Pinky.
Pinky?
Yeah. And she's single. She's very rich.
Now I have a different take on friendship. I think it's okay to end friendship sometimes.
Yeah. It's a beginning.
It's okay if we separate.
It's a beginning of a new relationship, my brother. So you will be husband to Pinky, I'll be husband to Ankita. They both are rich.
Let's not do that fast.
We are turning friendship into a relationship. That's a long vision. That's a long vision I had.
I don't think he's able to read that.
That was my
First, I have to convince my girlfriend that I'm in fact looking for another. But if it helps our friendship, then what?
Not sure it was a good conversation or a brilliant one. But coming back to what the essence of table topics today was, that you were given two words and you have to use both the words in the conversation. In this conversation, friendship was used more. In the previous one, courage was used more. So please try to use both the words when you're having the conversation and correlate them. Who's next? Time is done. Okay. Thank you.
We are finished with 2 important sessions of this meeting. But before we proceed further for the evaluation, let's take a 5 minutes break.